That right there is a whole different level of maturity. Because why would you give thanks when you're hurting? Why would you thank the Lord when your heart is broken? When we look at David, David was a worshiper, he was a praiser. David often gave God thanks and gave God glory when the enemy was all around him. When David was at his lowest moments, he always gave God praise. He always gave him worship because being a warrior, he knew that in fact it was a weapon to be used. He knew it would bring him closer to God. He knew it would bring him up out of his situation. And we are to know that too. It is not always easy. Sometimes we want to rant, we want to rave, we want to fuss, we want to cuss. But that is not the way of the believer. What God is trying to teach us is to actually, since you can't handle it anymore, since the weight of it is so heavy on your shoulders, go ahead and make that sacrifice of praise and give it to me. This is what we're about to do. The lesson context goes as it says, for the best understanding of the author's writing, it is beneficial to know who was writing, who the intended recipients were, and the reason for the correspondence. We don't always have all three in the 27 books of the New Testament. Concerning the book or the letter of Hebrew, we don't have any of these three. Many authors have suggested for Hebrews 13 and 23, it mentions the release of Timothy, a well-known companion of Paul. This fact may point to Paul as an author, but we cannot know for certain. The letter is not in his usual style. When you write or when you speak, you have a style. Believe it or not, if you wrote 100 letters, your style is going to show up in those letters that you have written, whether you realize it or not. This is how scholars and scribes have determined that this is not Paul's writing style, because just like your speaking style, it can be attributed to you. Regarding